attempted to learn how to juggle 3 balls. Our performance benchmark for this was how long you could juggle 3 balls without dropping any. We did this last Wednesday before any of us had any experience with juggling before. And today, after 7 days of practice, our practice schedule was 30 minutes of blocked and mass practice every day. There were different parameters in practice. Rebecca, her practice parameters included starting with 1 ball, moving to 2, and then moving to 3 whenever she was comfortable. I practiced with 2 balls the entire time, and Caesar went with 3 balls. So our results from our trials are as follows.
So I practiced with 1 ball, 2, and 3 balls. In the beginning of our initial trial, my 3-ball benchmark was 2.55 seconds, and my final trial was 3.45 seconds.
Throughout the week, I only practiced with 2 balls the entire time. My initial performance benchmark was 2.05 seconds, and my final benchmark was 2.03 seconds.
And throughout the week, I only practiced with 3 balls, and my initial benchmark was 4.06 seconds, and my final benchmark was 18.9 seconds. From our experiment, it shows that the transferability of juggling is low. Throughout the week, I practiced with 3 balls, and I had a 366% improvement because I only practiced with 3 balls the entire week.
I had a 35% improvement from juggling 1 to 2 to 3 balls, and I think that the transferability between 2 to 3 balls is low too. I was in the middle because I didn't get to practice with 3 balls as much as Caesar did, but I did get a chance to practice from 2 to 3 balls, which did give me a 35% increase.
I had a negative 1% performance change over the course of the week, and I think that is largely due to not being able to practice with 3 balls. Learning 2 did not have much of an effect on being able to juggle the 3. However, the 1% decrease I think is misleading. It's not as though I didn't learn how to juggle at all 3 balls. I think that my total time went down in my final result because as an adaptation to juggling, I threw the ball much lower. I would throw it, here instead of way above my head. So even though I was able to go through a cycle and catch several of the balls on my final result, and I wasn't able to do that on my initial, it doesn't appear that way when you look at our results. And I think that is simply due to the fact that I would throw the ball really high on my initial, and it would hit the ground later, even though I didn't catch any of them. Considering our 3-ball time trial benchmark seemed to have given me a problem in my results of giving me a negative performance change over the course of the week, it is possible we could have changed our performance benchmark. We could have done a comparison of the amount of balls catched in your first attempt versus your last attempt after the course of the week. That would have definitely been a possible thing we could have done. A problem with that is in my initial trial, I actually did not catch any balls at all, And then my final one, regardless of what the number would have been, it would have appeared as an infinite improvement in percentage over the course of the week, and that's obviously unrealistic and impossible, and would place me above either of the other two participants. And either way that you approached it, it would have given us numbers that were either misleading or just outright untrue.
Another area we could have changed was our practice schedule. Instead of practicing for half an hour for a week, we could have practiced half an hour for 2 weeks, and maybe our results would have been a lot better. For example, Rebecca, she practiced with 2 balls until she got comfortable, and then moved to 3 balls. Maybe if we practiced for 2 weeks, she would have got comfortable with 2 balls sooner, and then could have moved on to 3 balls, and her results could have been a lot closer to mine.